Hello, my name is Amy Hood, and I'm Infant Toddler Specialist for Training and Technical Assistance Services at Western Kentucky University. Here at TTAS, we are working hard to stay connected with you, our Head Start and Early Head Start customers across the nation throughout our time of crisis. We understand that at this time, everyone is feeling the stress of the situation. We are, just as you are, trying to figure out how to balance work life with family life back home. Also, with the worries of how to contact your staff. Are you staying in contact with families enough? Do we have the right kind of balance? It's so hard to know. We at TTAS are working hard to try to give you resources that you could utilize and that you could share with either your staff or with your families, however you see fit. These little snippets and clippets of things will be available on our website, and they are also available on our social media. So with that said, I would like to tell you that one of the things I would like to address is the idea of some stress relievers. When they gave me that topic, I was like, oh, stress relievers. I need a lot of stress relief in my life right now, but how can I talk to people about that in 5 minutes? What would it look like? So I began to reflect and I began to think, what changed in my life over the past 10 to 14 days? What has caused me the most stress? And you're going to find this interesting, but I think that the one thing that has caused me the most stress is electronics. Not just using the computer to check an email here and there, those sorts of things, but picking up my iPhone, trying to figure out, what does the governor say next? Is there a case in my county? What are our numbers? Okay, I'm too worried about that, so I'm gonna take a break. So what is my break? Well, it's still on the phone. I'm looking at Facebook or I'm playing a game. And just looking at that all the time and getting all that information so fast has been a little bit overwhelming to me. And it's made my head spin out of control. And I stop and I think about those little children that I've already been worried about. Some of you know me and you know that I've already been worried about how much time children are spending on electronics. And I'm thinking, if my head is spinning out of control, what are our little kids feeling if they've been given the iPad or an iPhone or something to watch for days and days and days? Before this ever happened, studies were showing us that children, before they even went to kindergarten, were spending 40 hours a week in front of screens. That's a full-time job. And I'm really wondering and worried now with this pandemic crisis, what's happening. So if you could share one thing with your families, I would ask those families to please stop, or not necessarily stop, but let's limit the amount of time our young children and us as adults are using these forms of electronic kinds of things, videos, games, whatever it is. Please, 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 let's limit those. How does this relate to stress relief? Well, if you're going to put down your phone, you got to have something to do. And if you were to Google 5-minute stress relievers, guess what it tells you to do? Exercise, take a walk, laugh. So when can we do that? Let's put down our phones. Let's jump up. Let's get physical with our children. Let's play games. Let's dance. Let's let the babies crawl around in a safe place. And stay away from the electronics without some sort of adult interaction with them. Get outside and get fresh air. Even if you're in a neighborhood where your neighbors are right on top of you, so if you go into the yard, you might not feel safe. Can you at least stand at the door? Can you at least stand at the door and allow the children to get fresh air? Fresh air will sweep away a lot of cobwebs and a lot of stress. If you play games and you jump around and you laugh and you dance and you act silly, you're going to laugh. laugh, 5-minute stress reliever. So if you can put down the electronics and get physical, guess what? You're changing some lifestyle habits, and that's what we want. Out of all of this time that we're staying home to stay healthy, how can we have some good, healthy habits? Incorporate physical activity and make a media plan. Media can be good, and there's so many resources right now that are free and at our fingertips. We can take virtual tours of the zoo, we can take virtual tours of cities, and so forth and so on. But those are only good if they are done with an adult, an older person interacting, talking about what we're seeing. Those kinds of things are okay screen times. So put a plan in place to where media time, screen time, whatever you want to call it, is limited. Make sure it doesn't happen during meals, and make sure it doesn't happen before bedtime. Build that into your daily schedule and build in some time for physical activity. Keep kids active. Adults, keep active. That's the best way to relieve stress. So with all of I hope you'll join me in this challenge of putting our electronics away for the majority of the time, getting more physical, get some fresh air, and make some great memories with those kiddos. That's what they're going to remember when all of this is over. They're not going to remember why they had to stay at home. They're going to remember who they stayed at home with, that they had a great time with. Thank you, and stay safe, stay home, and healthy.